Good morning, everyone. It's time for Your Best You, and we have a couple of very special guests in the studio with us.
Absolutely. We want to introduce you to some incredible books we hope you can learn more about this morning. And a wonderful author who's celebrating a birthday today.
Happy
We mentioned that
birthday
and celebrating you this morning. Very excited to have author Matthew Morgan joining us this morning. All part of One Life Books. And we're going to learn more about that here in a matter of moments, but also want to say a very good morning to Emily Matthias, who is the mother of a little boy who's been in the news quite a bit here recently because of a very inspiring story. So thank you for joining us as well.
To be here.
All right, Matthew, lay it on us. What are these books all about?
Oh, these books are, a lot of them are based on children that I've met throughout the years. Garrett, actually, Garrett Matthias, or the Great Garrett Underpants.
Yes.
As he was
Okay, all right.
I met him last year, and he was just a pretty amazing little guy. And it was not very much longer after that I heard that he passed from his cancer. And so that just really motivated me to do everything that I could to try to help keep his memory alive, to honor him, and to help the family. So.
And you can just see the amazing spirit in that little boy, and I think this final picture we have of him is like one of my favorite things in the entire world.
Look at
and,
that.
Emily,
Rocking out there, yeah.
Emily, tell us about Garrett. I know it's probably still hard to talk about him to this day, but the inspiring feel he had for not only your family, but everyone that he met along his journey.
Yeah, so he was diagnosed when he was 4 with stage 4 rhabdomyosarcoma. And he just took it all in stride. It was just amazing to watch him go through what he went through and really maintain his love for life and his just his spirit. And you know, some of the funniest moments that I remember are from in the hospital when he would play tricks on the nurses and the doctors, and he just brought joy to everybody that he met. And you know, his story is really inspirational. And you know, when you have a child who's been diagnosed with cancer, you have conversations that you never thought that you would have. And you know, he had a really good understanding of death.
That was my question. I was
yeah.
going to ask you that, whether or not he understood what was happening.
In a way, I mean, we tried to downplay, hence the dirty, stupid cancer. We tried to downplay what cancer was and make it meaningless or less powerful. And so whenever we would talk about it, we would call it dirty, stupid cancer. And that helped him know that it was something bad, but it was, you know, it wasn't as big of a monster as it really was. But we talked a lot about death, and you know, thankfully there's great superhero movies out there that he loved to watch that, you know, dealt with some of those issues. And I remember very clearly watching, I think it's the second Thor movie, and Thor's mom died. And he was just amazed at how beautiful that funeral was. And, you know, as we were talking about, you know, just, he brought it up, Mommy, when I die, I want a funeral like that. And I want, you know, I want to be put in a boat, and I want to be burned, and I want to, you know, all of those things that you're like, oh, you know, as a parent, you're like, how do I react to that? But we just went with it, and we talked a lot about it, and he would make it funny. And you know, I want to be a gorilla when I die. He had all of these wonderful ideas about death, and we just let him talk and let him believe what he wanted to believe. And you know, one of the funniest things was we had asked him specifically, if you become a gorilla, how am I going to know you? I mean, there's so many gorillas out there. How am I going to know it's you? And he got this really mischievous smile on his face, and he's like, well, I'll throw poo at Daddy. And that's how you'll know it's me.
And that's one of the things that I'm sure, Matthew, you saw, and you
Yes.
went, we have to let people know about this.
Yes, yes. And that's what I wanted to try to capture through his very own words in his obituary. I wanted to capture that in a children's book that was illustrated, and just to make sure that his story gets out there, and that it's a story of encouragement and strength and hope and all of those things for other children and families that may be dealing with the same issue.
Absolutely, and I wanted to kind of hit upon that. One, obviously you had a son that was wise well beyond his years, and we're sorry that his life was cut short way too soon, but this is meant to be inspiring and encouraging.
Yes, absolutely.
For families to pick up while also remembering a wonderful life that we were able to have here. So How can people find this book, or what are you hoping with this book?
The books are available on Amazon. A simple Google search will get you to the links easily. Anybody can also go to One Life Books on Facebook and see all the different books and the different stories that I'll be writing through there. But yeah, these books are available through Amazon. And the cool thing about it is, working with Emily and Ryan, we wanted to try to give some fuel for their fire and make a difference with what has happened. And so $1 of every book sold goes to the University of Iowa Dance Marathon.
Okay.
And they're an organization that helps a lot of families who deal with cancer.
Okay.
So, the more books we can sell, the better off we.
And with the different
Absolutely.
books that you sell, the families have a chance to select the charities. Is that what I understand?
That's correct.
Okay.
Wonderful. Okay, so we're helping out while also reading a great book. And we want to remember another wonderful lady with another book that you brought today. So tell us about the other one.
Stella from Pella and her magic shoe. What an amazing story. This little girl was given a diagnosis when she was born that she would not live past 5 months old.
Wow.
She has a spinal muscular atrophy.
Okay.
It's called SMA. And so she is about ready to turn 12 this month.
Really?
Yes. So she has defied the odds, and we captured her magical story, on this book with the illustrations. And by the way, if I can say, Jim Messling is a phenomenal illustrator. He's a local artist. He does amazing work on these stories. But Stella, yeah, she's still going strong. She actually lives in Pella. She's a real girl. It's absolutely amazing. And so $1 of every book of hers that's sold goes to Cure SMA.
Really?
Yes.
What an interesting and what a unique concept to do something like that. Now, how long does it take you to come up with the concepts for a story in a book?
Well, Stella's book, it took me almost a year to write, because these are rhyming stories. And I'm not that smart, so.
Well, you're obviously pretty smart to put this concept together and combine these incredible families with these concepts, and now using that to inspire and encourage others beyond that, while also giving back to an incredible cause. So do we see more of these down the line?
Yes, I have at least 8 more stories on the roster. That's the whole idea behind One Life Books. Is I really believe that each of us have just one life. And it's our responsibility to do as much as we can to benefit others as well as ourselves, but to help others.
Right.
And make a difference. Just get the word out there and make a difference for these families.
Well, One Life Books is making a difference, and we thank you for everything that you're doing.
Absolutely. Remind us again, if we want to get a copy of the book, so not only we can read this incredible story, but also give back to wonderful causes, how can we do so?
Go to Amazon, do a simple Google search for either title, or go to One Life Books on Facebook, and you can find the links there.
Love it.
That's
Thank you
awesome.
so much for joining
Thank you
us.
for being
Thank you for
here.
everything you're doing.
Thank
Emily,
you.
thank you for sharing your story this morning.
All right, it's 7:49. We'll be right back.